Hello and welcome to another episode of Old Faces. I'm your host, Mr. Mocha, with my beautiful co-hostess,
Mrs. Mocha.
It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. Listen, baby, it's been so long since we've done this. I don't even remember what we do.
I was kind of waiting for the music to go. Be done.
You know you can always turn it off, right?
No, I like that song.
Oh yeah, but it's a long song, so you just start
I
bringing.
didn't know it was the whole song.
Yeah.
Here we go. And we're done. So, Mr. Mocha, what have we been doing all this time?
Oh man, it's your world, baby. You the one who's been out the game for a while.
Well,
I thought you'd bring me a cup.
oh shit. I'll go get you a cup.
No, that's okay.
Can you drink from the bottle? So bougie. There's a mouthwash cup in the bathroom I can get you.
Outstanding.
It's paper.
That's all right. I'll get it in a minute. So yeah, it's been so long since we've been going.
I feel like the last podcast that I did was with, I think, Scarlett. We did the podcast about Doxy Prep, I think, and some other stuff. Sorry, my brain.
Yeah. I think that was the last one you did.
Yeah.
It has definitely been a while. So, now that you, everybody wants an update on your condition.
I mean, we can go into a little detail. We'll go to a little detail.
They just want to know are you fucking or not.
I was broken, then I was fixed, then I was broken again, and then we're pretty sure I'm fixed this time.
Okay.
I think so. We're hoping. So far, so good. Have I been fucking abso-fucking-lutely? I think it's the first time since, I don't know, 2 years. What has it been? A year ago, 2 years ago, that I actually have been kind of back to myself.
Being able to fuck without the pain?
Yes. And I've been super nasty, just in case anybody was wondering.
Actually, I've been kind of back to myself.
My bad. That's me. I messed that up.
I was like, what the hell is happening?
Sorry about that. Listen, guys, it's been a while since we've done this, okay? Mrs. Mocha is out of her...
I'm out of practice.
Yeah, listen to when you've been on vacation for a while, or no, hiatus.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was like a forced hiatus, not a chosen one.
Yeah, well, so since we're finally back, what are your plans now that you're feeling better, Mrs. Mocha?
Well, I feel like I actually told someone tonight, I feel like I lost some street cred, so I'm here to earn it all back.
And how you plan on earning it back? What does that mean?
Well, we're going to Splash Mocha in November, and I don't know if I told Mr. Mocha, but I've got some gangbangs set up for myself.
Oh, wow. Gangbang. She's just going in there.
Well, one is like a mini gangbang, but it's with my
Tear this thing apart.
It's with my Jamaican favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The island, your island bang there.
Island cocks.
Okay.
I won't be sad about that. And I think I actually started off with Pier Stick. After my surgeries, I think Pier Stick was my first one.
Yeah, you're talking to the people out there. You need some reference people. No one knows what you're talking about.
So, after one of my surgeries, I think one of my first play dates was one of my a guy that's kind of been around for a while. We call him Pierce Stick for clearly he has a pierced penis. So we're not gonna use his real name, but I was actually kind of scared because he has, 5 bars up the shaft of his dick? I think it's the shaft. Mr. Mocha had to go get a cup, so but he has 5 bars up the shaft of his dick. I was kind of scared, but once we got into it, she had no problems, meaning my pussy. She had no fucking problems. Then I think after that, I finally actually met a new guy, which is totally not like Mrs. Mocha, the new Mrs. Mocha. I met a new guy, and I was nervous about that, but I'm not like a frequent fucker, I would say. Like, I can't say that I don't fuck very many guys often, but I don't fuck them frequently. And this guy I fucked pretty frequently because he came over and laid down the dick. So far. And then I actually fucked, we'll just call him 13-inch. Call him 13-incher. I was actually kind of worried about that, but he's like a gentle giant. He has a huge penis, but he's very gentle with it. So far, that's it, right? Now, there's been some more.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you definitely...
But I've been consistent with those penises. Mr. Mocha is for real using the mouthwash cup from the bathroom. Because I forgot to get him a cup.
She wanted to ruin my experience by giving me a paper cup, but it's not going to work.
There's a cup right here. You could use that.
No.
Okay.
That's dirty.
Okay. So, anyways, I feel like I'm almost back to myself. I think I started off with the more challenging penises to see if I could actually do it. And I think I've been pretty good.
Yeah.
Mr. Mocha has fucked me afterwards, and I've been okay, but he wouldn't care if I wasn't okay.
Well, hey, there's like a whole lot of sex that I need to catch up on with you.
I mean, I feel like we're getting there.
No, we're not. No, we are not. You owe me a lot of sex. And, I'm definitely trying to cash in. I got like 2 years, a 2-year surplus of old sex from my wife. So, yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
And Mrs. Mocha has definitely, she's turned to a bit of a dick tease lately. This morning I woke up, rolled over, and, she's playing with my dick, and then had to get up and go to work.
First of all, you dry humped me to death.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I did dry hump you.
Okay, let's talk about this weekend.
You enjoyed it.
This weekend we had to go to a wedding, and we went to a cabin. So I kind of feel bad because I feel like I've deprived Mr. Mocha, but not intentionally. But he was sleep humping me. Here's the thing: I know this motherfucker loves me, and I know he's ready because he sleep humped me probably 10 times at least. Like, I got minimal sleep because he kept sleep humping me, and I was like, "Is he awake? Does he want to fuck me, or is he just sleeping?"
Clearly, I was just sleeping because I don't recall this sleep humping that you
You
speak of.
were for real sleep humping me.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I wasn't. I'm sure I have.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I'll let my phone go off. I hope that was fine. Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was a total sleep hump, but I'll allow it.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm definitely not complaining about that. I mean, I hope you're not complaining either, because I'm definitely going to continue sleep humping you.
As long as I get some naps here and there, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, we got and we're doing our first lifestyle cruise.
Oh shit! That's right. In April. What is it? Bliss Cruise.
Oh, I have no idea. You just said we're doing a cruise.
Yes, Bliss.
In April.
We're doing the Bliss Cruise in April.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about that.
Since we haven't done that before.
Yeah,
we've done Hito. We've done, but several other things. We just have never done that.
Yeah, so I think that'll be exciting, and I mean, it's going to be a lot of people on the boat, so it's always fun to meet new people.
Swimming through couples of.
Yeah.
Couples.
You tried.
I know.
It didn't work.
My wit's not as good as
it. No. Let it go.
I can't remember yesterday. So where did you just come from, Mr. Mocha? Let's tell all the listeners why you were late.
I was getting my dick ridden.
I'm really feeling a little
Very well.
insecure about that.
Oh, if you just saw it, you definitely would have felt insecure. Holy shit. If you'd have been there. Whew. So, did you just hear a horn?
I heard my computer beep upstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and it was not a horn.
Will you get your dog? Your dog's over here bothering me.
It's okay.
All right. Yeah, so I had a play date, which was a good little distance away, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
10 out of 10?
Yeah. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
So Mr. Mocha has, I feel like he's he contained his beast for a little bit. I feel like he's letting a little bit of his beast back out.
Yeah, I mean, when you weren't feeling good, even though you don't mind me doing stuff, it's still tough. It was still tough. Number one, because as my road dog, it's always nice to be able to kind of for you to live vicariously through me, but it's no fun for me to come home and tell you what I did when you were unable to even enjoy sex. So it was like, okay, now that you're able to enjoy sex again, now it makes it more fun. So yeah, that's.
Does it make you want to choke me out a little bit?
Make me want to choke you?
Mm-hmm.
I always want to choke you, honey.
I have to say, like, the other day in the kitchen when you choked me a little bit, I was like, whew. I said something smart-assy on purpose.
Don't make it sound like I abuse you.
No, he doesn't abuse me.
It's sexual choking, guys. Thank you, Mrs. Mocha. The other day I said something sarcastic and you choked me in the kitchen.
Okay, I like it, first of all, and it was not abuse.
It was sexual, everyone. Dear God.
I haven't had to filter myself in a minute.
Well, I don't want you to filter yourself. I just want you to explain yourself so people don't think I'm just running around choking the shit out of you for nothing.
I mean, I don't think anybody thinks that knows us.
Didn't we have that conversation?
Are we starting off the podcast
Did
with
we have that
argument?
conversation about you the time you told the people?
Yes.
Yeah. No one knows if they don't know you.
Correct. I like a little choking. And I like it when I get a little bratty and Mr. Mocha just kind of chokes me a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not sad about it. Sometimes I need a little discipline.
Yes.
It's how he keeps me in line.
And now that she's feeling better, there's a whole lot of reasons that I find to discipline her.
I appreciate
just
the discipline.
Random reasons. Just. I just find random reasons. It doesn't matter. Like, something? I can't find my favorite shirt. Bend over.
Upset.
Matter of fact, she's wearing my shirt right now. There's a charge for that shirt.
Wow. $5. Make you holla.
So now that you're actually back, now that you're ready to start, having fun again, what is it? Me and actually one of the fellows talking about this last night when you asked, what was I talking about? And one of the things he was saying is like, how did you handle just being out of the game?
Not gracefully. If we're being honest, it was not gracefully. I could say I was a little bit. I can't say batshit crazy because I'm not
batshit crazy.
I was very.
You weren't even remotely crazy.
I was very quiet, which is not like in my nature. Yeah. Well, sometimes silent people are scary.
No,
but I was just very quiet. I wanted you to have fun, and I felt like one of us had to be in a good mood, and I was not in a good mood, I guess. And I was in my head a lot, and I wanted you to have the best time possible because you've always let me have a good time. I felt like it was fair. And like I said, both of us can't be like sexually frustrated. So, I mean, yeah, were there a few times I had to tell you like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, or I can't talk about it. Absolutely. But
yeah, well, when he was, when he was talking to me, one thing that I said is that for me, it was different for us because, for many, many years, you and I just, we just always had lots of sex. And, he was asking how did I deal with not having as much sex because you were sick for so long. And I was just telling him that one thing that came out of it is the amount of conversation we had.
yeah,
The amount of talking we did. And, just because I think, excuse me, having kids, and all that stuff, it kind of, we had the kids were out of the house and we couldn't have sex. And, when you were in pain or unable to have sex and you're sexually frustrated, it was, we kind of learned to find other things to talk about and different ways to interact. So, obviously the hard part was not having sex, but the bonus was I feel like we connected, or at least from my standpoint, I feel like we bonded because we had something different to bond on. Before it was sex. If it wasn't sex, obviously when you have kids, you bond because you're dealing with your kids. But, we wound up in a situation where, the kids are all older. So that wasn't our common denominator. In our free time, we couldn't go out and, have sex or throw parties. So that wasn't a common denominator. So I think that, at least for me, it was pretty cool to just talk, laugh, and get to know a different side of you, at least.
and you were good at keeping me entertained to not think about that stuff. I mean, I do realize I probably have like a sex addiction for sure. I like doing that a lot, and I realized that it's definitely my stress reliever. And I can't say that I was like walking around stressed, but I was not myself. I can't say I was unhappy. I just wasn't as happy. I wasn't excited to like see people or talk to people, and I kind of like just kept to myself. Because I felt like the way that like people knew me was sexually. Because I always had like good energy and good sexual energy. And even the people that like reached out to me, I guess, my phone keeps going off. Even the people that reached out to me and were, like talking to me, I felt super disconnected. And it wasn't because I guess I could say I was having like FOMO. Like everybody else around me is still in this great sexual environment, and I'm being restricted. And I was restricted from like a lot of things. So it was... I don't know the best way to say it. I don't want it like to be a pity party for me either. I just,
I mean, you're being honest. It's not about a pity party.
Yeah.
No, it was, how were you coping? The question was, how did I cope? How did you cope? And how did it affect us as a couple? And for me, I mean, I felt like from my standpoint, I felt a different level of connection, and I just felt like we did a lot of talking, a lot of laughing.
We watched a lot of serial killer shows.
Yeah, we watched a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things before you got sick that you're like, hey, I want more time. I want this. I want to just, and I think that was something that we've had the last couple of years where, we were able to do a lot of those things. So. From my standpoint, even though there were lots and lots and lots of nights where, I wanted some pussy from my wife, but, I didn't, but
I feel like we evolved from it though, like lifestyle wise, and I didn't think we could evolve any further.
Explain that.
I feel like we had I feel like at some point in time, there are times that, I can't say all couples, but most lifestyle people hit a wall. Like, you kind of feel like you've done everything and you get into like the same old routine, and Mr. Mocha and I've always been like boundary pushers. Like, he's pushed mine. I can't say necessarily I've pushed his as much, but we've always done like something different. It's never been like the same. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it kind of, like evolving, meaning like, I don't think there was ever a time Mr. Mocha just went out and played and I wasn't playing. I know that sounds like small to most people, but for us, that was something different. And I had to, because it was different, he kind of gave me like some pushback, and we had to have like a serious conversation. I had to tell him like, Daddy, please just go have a good time. Like, I'm okay. Mm-hmm. But he didn't want to believe that I was okay for a minute until I just said, like, please go have a good time. Like, what did I tell you? To get a girlfriend? Just go get a girlfriend. Like, because I think my thing was it wasn't just like not having sex. It was not being able to sexually satisfy him. That was the part like that bothered me the most. Like, I had to swallow, like, I have to let somebody else sexually satisfy him because I can't right now in the way he wants. And if he wants to have somebody else that's submissive to him, cool. If he wants to have a girlfriend, then that's cool too. Like, we just, like he said, we did talk. I had to convince him that I was being honest about what I was saying. Because
And anybody who's listened to our podcast from the very beginning know that is definitely something that was, even the concept of speaking of that was completely outside of our wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. And so those were things that it took me a while to believe that she really meant, okay, do these things or try these things. And that led into some really good conversations where I don't think we've ever been like super insecure or had many insecurities, but the last, year and a half of just talking and interacting and asking questions and doing the what ifs and breaking down different scenarios, I think we were able to dig a lot deeper and find, sore spots within our relationship. There are things where maybe 3 years ago or 4 years ago, there was a scenario or a situation that, I may have accidentally offended her, or she may have pushed one of my buttons, and we wind up getting on those subjects and we talked about those things and we dug into them. And to me, it was leveling up in our relationship from the standpoint of, for as much as I felt like we communicated and as strong as our relationship was, I think that it's a lot stronger because for Mrs. Mocha, she realized that whether she's sick or not sick, no matter what, I'm going to always be there for her. And, her saying we were always so sexual with one another, that was a concern of hers when she no longer had the ability to be super sexual. And she sat back and watched for a long time and realized that I'm still going to treat her the same way, whether she can physically have sex or not. So, that made me feel good that she understood and accepted that.
Yeah. And it wasn't that I thought that Mr. Mocha was going to leave me or something like that. I just felt our biggest connection in our relationship was sexual. We definitely have an emotional relationship also, but I was like, is he going to disconnect from me because, are we going to be disconnected because of the sexual part? We were disconnected, yes, but not we just reconnected in a different way, which is different for us. So,
yeah. So, I mean, I definitely think that has been that time away from, you know, all the partying and stuff that we couldn't do.
Yeah, like we weren't even going to like meet and greets. We didn't go to anything. I kept telling Mr. Mocha, just like go do this, go do that. And he still was meeting couples, and I don't think he even met any single chicks. I don't know. But he was still like going out, meeting couples.
But not, I mean, here and there. I mean,
yeah, but I mean, we, even down to you like meeting people for coffee, which was not, and you did your first trip out of town with somebody, which was not even in our, you went to Miami?
Oh, yeah.
Not him forgetting his own trip.
Jeez.
But
the old days is terrible.
I can't say, I think like content kind of led us up to that though, because you were already going out of town to fuck for that. So this was just like something different. It was more intimate, which again wasn't bad.
You know, I will say through all of this, the most exciting thing for me has been when we first got into lifestyle. Mrs. Mocha was just like, you know, bring him in, let me fuck him. I don't want to talk to him. I just want the dick. I think one of the things that's really, really fun to me and exciting to me is with Mrs. Mocha not being able to be as physical once her, because the physical pain led to just, I mean, which it makes sense if I felt like somebody was stepping on my nuts all day long, I probably wouldn't be thinking about sex. So Mrs. Mocha being in pain down there all the time, she wasn't thinking about it. But as the pain started to go away and her libido started to rise, a lot of the conversations that we had when she was down, where we were just kind of, you know, kicking things back and forth. It's amazing when you're having conversations about sex when you're not aroused. You know, it was literally a lot of our conversations about sex was almost like talking to one of your buddies. You know, you're excited about the conversation, but you're not physically aroused. And so the laughter, the what if scenarios, we had a lot of fun with it. So as she started feeling better, her interest and desire to start experiencing a different level of chemistry with her playmates has been really fun for me. You know, her talking about things and the excitement, her texting and sexting on a different level. Because the one thing I'll say about my wife, she's always super, super, super concerned about offending me. Oh, my God. I don't want to say a thing or do a thing that's going to make you feel like I'm disloyal or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, just have fun. And she's finally to that place where she's experiencing that next level of fun with a playmate. And that is very exciting to me, to come home and know that she's done some serious hardcore sexting and she's all worked up, and I know that she's going to come to the bedroom and I can see the flush on her face and I know that I'm about to get some. She's like, well, do you need me to I don't need you to tell me nothing about what you said. I'm here for the end result.
You're right about that. That's what I was saying, though, too, is like evolved as far as like that goes, because I for real was. Here's the thing. I don't want to give anyone false hope either. I'm still very much wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, depending on the situation. But I guess the like regulars that I have here now are more regular because at the time it was easier to have just 2 or 3 like playmates that knew my situation. So I know they're not coming over like ready to pound me out, because that was always like my thing. On a normal day, yeah, I come over and pre-surgeries, come over and fucked the shit out of me. But after, surgeries, I was more comfortable with people that knew my situation. So I was, what do you call it? I can't even think of the word right now. Like monitoring them. Like what? I can't even think of the word. They were like interviewing for a job. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. it would annoy me. Like
And
like I had to finally tell her because she would basically, she's not saying it straight out. Mrs. Mocha, because of her condition, she was concerned that if she didn't know the guy well, he'd come over here and be too, fuck her too hard. She didn't want to get fucked too hard or too rough and then be in pain and not be able to enjoy it. So she just said she'd rather stick with the guys who she's played with before. And finally, I was like, you do realize, number one, if you invite a guy over with a big dick, he's had a big dick his whole life. You won't be the first person who can't take a pounding. And if he's a little mature, at least, he's not going to get in there and pile drive your pussy without you wanting him to.
But that, and it was a pride thing. It was for real a pride thing. Like, I feel like I had a reputation to uphold. And I'm not one to be like, I don't want anyone to ever leave like from fucking me and then say like, oh, she couldn't take any dick or she tapped out or whatever. Like, what? No, that would hurt my pride so bad. So
there you go.
What?
Worried about your pride.
At least I can admit it. I want you to get the 10 pussy, not the 2, because I'm like doing it just because I'm doing it. And it has made it like even better. Like it's made fucking even better because I've actually gotten to know some of the guys and they come over and lay down the dick. Mm-hmm. It's been freaking great.
Even her energy is back. We saw a friend of ours when we went to the wedding this week, and he was like, "Oh shit, you're back to the old Mrs. Mocha. You're back to the smart ass version." So it's been fun. She was like, "Hey, I don't want to say too much just in case I start feeling bad again." But at this point, we've been putting some mileage on that pussy.
I mean, I'm hoping like to go to Mocha and be successful at slitting it up.
What is successful?
I'm not going to give a number yet.
I didn't say a number. What's the action? Like, you're going to take a whole bunch of dick,
I don't want to give it away. Maybe we'll talk about it on the podcast at Mocha.
I mean, you're going to be at Mocha, so they're already going to see you out here, doing it.
I mean, successful meaning that, let's put it this way. Like last Mocha, I fucked like 2 guys.
Yeah, that's...
It will not be that type of Mocha this time.
Yeah. You're going to get all the dick you want?
That's the hope. That's the hope. I'm going to load up on my meds and be good to go.
Be heavily medicated and horny.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be taking my Cialis.
Oh, my God.
I am. I'm going to take it.
Fuck that.
I am. Because I'm going to.
Listen, don't be trying to kill me. You better...
Listen, I'm going to replace your pills with Cialis. So.
Fuck that. I'm telling you give her Cialis, I'm ready to spray it with like macer at night. Like, hey, what the fuck? What are you doing?
What was the one Mocha we came home from the first time I took Cialis? And I came home for 3 days. I was trying to kill Mr. Mocha, and I feel like my pussy was almost swollen shut. Yeah, but I was still like, let's have some more play dates.
My dick was sore. It felt like, I remember I said it felt like somebody slammed my dick in the car door from all the fucking we did that weekend. And then she's like, I want more. I'm like, and I've always said this thing. It's not my job to get my dick hard. So if you can make it hard, you can have it. Well, I've been with Mrs. Mocha for years. She can always make it hard. So I'm like, okay, stop. Well, that's not the rule. Fuck the rule. Stop. Like,
Yeah.
I got you. My dick is raw. So, you take Cialis, you better bring some extra dudes to the house.
No, I mean, I'll just take it the first day instead of, because you're only supposed to take it every 3 days. So I'll just take it the first day so that way I'm good. But I am not going to start fucking until Thursday. I'm not. And I think I'm not going to fuck the whole week before that. Are you okay with that?
Push that orange button.
What orange button? Oh, the laughing button.
The laughter.
No, I meant like with you. Or like with anybody else. Like I think we should.
Oh, wait, hold on. You said you're not going to give me pussy until
No, I
Thursday?
think we should like hold off for a little bit.
Wait. Wait, I want to be clear. Did you just say you're telling me when I'm going to get the pussy?
I'm not telling you anything.
No, I'm just asking. I just want to know the rules.
No, I was asking, like, don't you think that's a good idea?
I don't know what you're saying. A good idea for me not to fuck you until...
That we don't fuck until we get to Mocha.
You mean like we don't have... Oh, no.
I knew you were going to say that.
Now that I'm back in there. Hey.
Okay, you're right. So I'll take my Cialis then, and I'll be fine. I'm hoping for some mini gangbangs. And we may do, like, an orgy in our room.
Did you say anal?
Anal?
Anal what?
I said fucking anal. I might do a DP. Who knows? I'm thinking about it.
That's a good idea.
I'm thinking about a DP. I've never done anal at Mocha. Ever. Have I? No. I've never done anal at Mocha.
You definitely have.
No.
Remember the guy accidentally stuck his dick in your ass?
That wasn't... No, that doesn't even count.
But, I mean, hey, listen, that's anal.
No.
Whether it went in on purpose or by mistake, he definitely got it in there.
No, that was freaking... that was paralyzing pain. So I think we told this story before, but the guy, we call him Tree Trunk Dick.
Walk it off.
And he like had my legs up in the air and was like pounding. It flew out of my pussy and went into my ass. And I was like paralyzed with pain. And he felt so bad. He was like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. I couldn't walk for like the next day.
And I was over there like, damn, he got it in. I told him like, listen, if you can fit that in there, I should be a walk in the park. She didn't buy it.
Yeah, no. It was paralyzing pain. But anyways, I am thinking about some new things at this Mocha because I feel like I have done like the same thing at like every Mocha, and it's just like, oh, I fucked 20 guys or I fucked 30 guys or whatever. I feel like I need to step up my game. Like, you got to switch it up sometimes.
Listen, I mean, if you want to give us some ass, I'm here to take it for you.
I mean, there's a whole like process to ask, like giving out anal though. So I don't want to like.
Listen, I don't need to know the process. You just tell me when it's ready.
I know that. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to figure out from the hotel room how I'm going to clean my ass so that I can give
I'll hawk two and spit on that ass.
I'm not talking about the lubrication. Like,
okay,
clearly
listen,
that's
I'm just
not
trying.
a thing.
Listen, I'm trying to do the right thing for you.
I want to be porno prepped whenever I do it. So.
Oh, clearly. Listen,
Yeah.
if you plan on doing it not porno prepped, I don't want to be the guy. I'm not volunteering for that.
Might be a shitty situation.
No, listen. You know how I am.
No pun intended.
Nope.
Mr. Mocha is not good with some stuff. Yeah. But anyway, so I feel like I'm going to switch it up this time, though. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I definitely want to try, like, a DVP, depending. Because I don't think I've ever done that at Mocha, DVP. But I also have to find guys that will actually do it, because I know there aren't a lot of guys that are like, oh, I'll do a DVP with you. Because, guys, your dicks will touch. But
Let me tell you something.
I also want to...
If a guy is concerned... So if you... This is one thing I've never understood. Okay. If you do a DP... Why won't you do a DVP? That super, 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 super thin membrane between her ass and her pussy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, I'll do a DP, but I'm not doing a DVP. What?
Well, because your dick...
That's literally like saying, like, if you're wearing a condom, that's the exact same amount of membrane between the other. Like you, but you know, whatever makes you sleep better at night.
Yeah. Well, and also too, I kind of got my new like fetish kind of happening lately. Well, not
Fetish?
new. Well, you know what it is.
First of all,
I've practiced with you for years.
I know nothing. Tell the people.
Oh, well, you know, like I kind of like the daddy baby girl like thing.
You pervert.
Yeah, and I don't really like. I haven't really. I think clearly some people probably know because I call you daddy all the time, but I think some people don't know because they don't know why I call you that. But I don't know.
Pervert.
But I've always been afraid to like do that with anyone else because I was always worried about offending Mr. Mocha, right?
Yeah, and can you explain to people how hard it is to offend?
I felt like that was something like you and I did, and I was always worried about. I honestly don't want to call everybody daddy. Like, you got to be special. You know, you can be my stepdaddy, maybe. Maybe I can have a bunch of stepdaddies, but I'm not gonna have any other daddies. But yeah, I've actually kind of explored some other things more recently. Like I said, I won't say that one, but we would explore some other things.
No, I won't say what you been out in these streets doing.
You know exactly what I've been doing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
The cheating fantasy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We've played.
Wait a minute. You cheat. This is bullshit.
It's not really cheating.
Tell me more.
It's not cheating if you know. We've been on some fuckery. Let's put it that way. Like, we've explored. Like I said, we thought we were...
Daddy fantasy?
Huh?
You have a daddy fantasy and all of a sudden...
Oh, jump on.
She said daddy fantasy, and then I looked down and BBC Daddy 45 requested to speak. Well, I think I just put you on BBC 45. I mean, I'm not going to call you daddy too many times, buddy.
You're a good player.
Skip that one. Welcome to the show, man.
My first name is Kenneth. So Kenneth is
Nice to meet you, Kenneth.
Okay. No, wonderful. I've never met you guys one-on-one, but I know someone who knows you guys well.
Uh-oh.
Lupe Amnesia.
I couldn't hear you say it again.
Lupe.
Oh, Lupe. Yeah. Lupe and Misha, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They said you guys were the bomb, so I just said to just say hi. Just to say hi, that's all.
Well, we appreciate it, man. And thank you for jumping and listening to the show.
We thought you jumped on because of the daddy thing.
So have you been to the Mocha yet? Have you been to Mocha yet?
I've not been to one. I'm planning to go to one. I'm way up in South Dakota right now. I travel for work a lot. So I normally live in Florida. So I travel around a lot, but I plan to show up to one of your shows. That's what I mean.
Well, you know, with your name there, I'm sure Mrs. Mocha will be happy to say hi to you in person.
I'm so bad. I have a problem lately.
No problem. I would love to say hi to Miss Mocha in person.
Maybe we can set it up. Mr. Mocha is always trying to pimp me out.
Hey, listen. Now that you're feeling better, you're the one that want all the dick. I just want to be the one to help you achieve your goals.
Listen, I'm good with most things. So, okay. And I'm expanding my horizons. And we should say hello to Scarlett. Scarlett's on. Hey, Scarlett, you can just wave if you can't get on.
Oh, Scarlett didn't jump in and say hi to us?
No.
Oh, look, we got the Minxes. Man,
and Craig's on.
The Minxes, I figure they'll jump on and say hi to us at some point if they're available. Craig is, he always working, so he probably at work with the earpiece in, listening to us talk shit. And, Scarlett jumps in and says hi. We always appreciate that.
She's
lifestyle.
Say it again.
Can you tell more about how you guys started the lifestyle?
Oh, how we got into the lifestyle?
Yeah.
Well, I was in the lifestyle before I met Mrs. Mocha. So when I met Mrs. Mocha, I right away told her.
He was a whore.
Yeah, I told her. I wanted to be honest. I always felt like if I know I couldn't get married again unless I had a partner. And like I told so many women that I was in the lifestyle, and everybody was like, "Oh, I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do that." Mr. Mocha was like, "Wait. So what you're saying is I can fuck other people and you won't get mad and you'll still love me?" Yes. And she didn't believe me at first. Like, she didn't believe me the first time she did it. She was nervous. And, once she realized I was serious, she was, gung-ho. So.
Wow.
We had our moments. But they were few and far between.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't think we really ever even soft swapped. We went straight to just full swapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went straight into everything.
Yeah, we pretty, and I think we've had our moments. Like every single couple has had their moments, but I walked her through step by step. Communication was key because I've been in a lifestyle for so long before we got in it together. Like I had been there and listened to wives complain, listened to husbands complain. So I didn't want any of that. I didn't want to come into it selfish. I didn't want to come into it inconsiderate. So from day one, it's like, hey, I want to get into this lifestyle and I'm going to set the example. I set her up with a buddy of mine. Besides his voice, like the dude was, super attractive, ex-military brother, great shape, super cool. She didn't like his voice, but she definitely liked him. So, it
was cool. He just had Mike Tyson voice.
Yeah, but
it was like, oh.
I felt like I needed to set the example by showing her that I'm going to bring you someone who is fit, attractive, what you want.
No, but we had a threesome with your ex-girlfriend first, and I cried.
Yeah, well.
That was the first time. That's why I said trial and error. So.
Yeah, that was the first thing, yeah. Hey, listen, she says she can handle it, and, my motto in life, and I say this to people, and I want everybody to understand this.
God.
If you tell me you can fly, I want to kick you off a fucking building. And she says she can handle it, so we tested it out.
But I even had to tell women when we first got in the lifestyle, I was like, he's super literal. Like, if you tell him that's what you want, that's what he's going to give you. If you tell him to stop, he will also. But, like, if you say you want this, like, he's going to try to do that.
Yeah.
So.
So, for in the beginning, there were moments, and even to this day, this is one of the things that I love about my wife. My wife will do her very best to please me. Even if she has to make herself uncomfortable, she will do her best to please me.
Right.
That's one of the things that's very different from any other relationship I've been in, and it's very different from most people who I know who are in relationships. In the beginning of people's relationships, they go out of their way to keep from displeasing one another. My wife's desire to please me has never changed. my wife still gets nervous if she thinks she's displeased me. And I promise you, outside of sex, I don't beat her. During sex, what I do, you know, outside of sex, you know, and I've said this to people before. The only person on this planet that I'm afraid to upset and displease is my wife. I would rather get punched in the face by a third-degree black belt than to see my wife cry because of something that I did. So that's kind of, you know, she's good at strategic tears. Like she don't use them often, but when she uses them, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I mean, okay. And when I come home, if she's ever upset, if I come in the house, and now, I mean, the kids aren't here, I can't ask the question, but when the kids were here, if I came in the house and she had a look on her face, what's the question I ask you if you were upset?
Like, which one of the kids did it?
That, and is it my fault?
Yeah.
is it,
did I do something to offend you?
Did I do something to offend you? If she say no, okay, well, fuck it. So that has translated very well for us within the lifestyle, because she's never stopped wanting to please me. I've never stopped wanting to please her. As the head of my household and as the dominant one in my household, I feel like it's my job to set the example and lead from the front. So
he's not the head of the household, by the way.
He's so spanked on live.
Let's make that clear to all the listeners.
Get those cheeks spanked. But like I've always felt like it was absolutely necessary for me to lead from the front and set the example. So our relationship is, I think, at the very worst point in our relationship, like we've never had like catastrophic moment where we were like, oh my God, I'm gonna leave. Even though for the first couple years, I mean, for the first probably first 5 or 6 years. Oh, I'm too close.
Yeah.
Well, just turn it down. For the first few years in our relationship, like if I got upset, no matter what it was, she'd be like, "Are you going to leave me?" I'm like, "Why do you keep asking me that? Like, why would I leave you for burning toast?" Okay, like
PTSD, bro. PTSD.
I come home from a 3-day trip with a house full of kids, and she brings me to the garage and sucks my dick. You can set the whole fucking house on fire. Like, I'm not leaving this. What are you like the priorities? Like, no, I am never leaving. So
I think I was really apologetic in the beginning, but you know what that was from.
Yeah.
I try to be better about that now.
Yeah, the last guy, but like, geez, I was like everything was, oh my God, you're upset, you're gonna leave. Like, why? I've never in all of these years ever threatened to leave, pretend to leave, act like I was gonna leave, given any indication that I wanted to leave. And it had to be a good 5 or 6 years of, you're upset, are you gonna leave me? Like, you're freaking me out. Why do you keep asking me that?
I just have to make sure I secure the bag.
Bag secured.
I got it so easily. That shit just like a pool and me swimming in. And when we're all done, fall asleep.